My name is Alexis Berry, and this is a video of a dietary habits questionnaire completed on the 19th of August 2022. And with me I have Xanthia. How are you doing today?
Oh, not too bad. Still early, don't want to jinx it.
Okay,
Can only get better.
fair enough. Alright, so you've come in today to do a dietary habits questionnaire. There's just a couple pages here, just giving me like a rough idea of the sort of food you consume on a day-to-day basis, and just going to compare what you eat to the Australian dietary guidelines, Eat for Health guidelines, and see where you could make some improvements in terms of the serves you eat of each food group.
And the goals I'm persistently chasing.
Yeah, so that's brings me to my first question, dietary goal. So what's your number one goal in terms of your diet?
So to get a little bit more advice around nutrition and things like that. Just been working out quite substantially lately, and it just feels like I'm plateauing a little bit. So it's like I'd like to tone up, build a bit more muscle, and just reduce body fat. It's
Okay.
just not totally sure how to do that on my own.
Okay. Well, what I can do is just give you some general advice of what the guidelines say. I probably wouldn't go any further and give you a specific diet, like specific to you in terms of like putting on muscle and all that, because that's not really my field of knowledge. I'd probably refer you on to like a dietitian or something, but I can give you some general advice just in terms of the amount of serves you're eating per day and stuff like that, and make sure that you're getting all the nutrients you need from your diet that you need to keep you going and active. And
Sounds like a good place to start.
okay. So, do you have any special dietary requirements? So, do you have any allergies or intolerances or any diseases?
No.
Okay, so just do your best, because it's really hard to think back, like to how many serves of each food you've had. You know, I'll just give it like a general sort of. We got 0 to 1, 2 to 3, 4 to 5, and 6 plus. So per day, how many serves of vegetables do you usually eat?
I don't really have like 2 main meals and 2 snacks, but in those main meals I probably get around about the 4 to 5 serves a day of the veggies.
Yeah. Cool. And fruit.
It would probably be around about the same. It could just alternate with days though.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's good, because vegetables are definitely something you should be eating that much per day, and a lot of people don't eat that many serves of vegetables per day. It's just one of those things. They're kind of hard to repair sometimes. And fruit is definitely something that you're not meant to eat as much as vegetables. It's more of a lower serve. It is naturally high in sugar and stuff.
Sometimes they fall into the snack category though.
Yeah. How many serves of bread and cereals do you usually eat per day? So that could be anything like pasta, noodles, porridge, muesli, bread, all that sort of stuff.
Not that many, probably falling in on the 0 to 1, 2 to 3 kind of, depending on the day kind of thing.
Okay.
I tend to avoid them for
Why do you
bread.
avoid them?
Carbs.
Why are you avoiding carbs? Are you worried about, are you on a keto diet or something? Are you worried about weight
I
gain?
just keep hearing around the campfire that it's always like, people on diets, they cut out carbs, and bread and cereals tends to be one of the first things that they cut out. So yeah, I just tend to stray away from the bread and the cereals for those reasons.
Okay. Alright. Well, you're meant to actually be eating 4 to 5 serves, or about 5 serves a day of grain, preferably whole grain, because there is certain nutrients in it that are good for you that you still need to get into your diet. And you obviously need energy for your workouts if you're planning on doing a lot of exercising, because you want to be a PT. You're still going to need energy, which is good for, and you'll be working it off anyways. it's not good to just not eat grains at all. You still need some in your diet.
So we're suggesting there's good carbs and bad carbs?
Yeah. Believe it or not. Yeah. I mean, like, if you choose things like brown bread, brown pasta, brown rice, they're a little bit better. They're a little bit more nutrient dense. And then porridge is really good for you. Muesli, that sort of stuff. It's got a lot of fiber in it as well, which is good for your body.
They're like low glycemic too, aren't they?
Yeah, so longer lasting energy. So, how many serves of dairy do you usually eat per day?
Oh, that wouldn't be too many either. Sometimes with the yogurts, I do tend to go the full cream kind of yogurt and no sugar, but
You don't eat a lot of dairy per day because you think it might be a bit fattening or something?
yeah, same with the milk. I tend to stray away from the milk for that kind of reason. The ice creams, yeah, they fall into dairy, but the yogurts, depending on the day, could fall into the 2 to 3 or the 0 to 1. Average it out
If
on
you're
a
only
weekly.
eating yogurt, I'd probably say it's probably like 0 to 1. The thing is too, like, if obviously dairy is another food group that you need the calcium, you need the other nutrients in it. Just if you're worried about the fat content, you can always have the lower fat options. And also with the yogurt you're eating, like, you could probably not add the sugar if you're worried about the extra carbs as well. So yeah, maybe I'll go over it at the end and give you the exact amount of serves that you should be having for each.
Because girls are high risk of osteoporosis and things too, aren't they?
Yeah, as they get older. Yeah, for sure. How many serves of meat or alternatives do you usually eat per day? So that could also mean like eggs and beans and all that stuff.
Usually do get quite a fair bit of them. They do consist of just about every meal. So, yeah, when the meat and nut, you usually do tend to go towards the chicken breast though, because it's more of a leaner meat, I hear. So, yeah, that'd quite possibly fall into the 4 to 5 serves a day.
Okay, cool. Alright, so with the chicken too, like, obviously getting a full variety of like meat options, because different types of meat have different nutrient contents. So red meat is good for you as well, as long as you're not eating too much of it. And also the fish, it is recommended that you have a good couple serves of fish a week, because it's got the healthy fats and stuff like that in it. So that's alright. Just maybe have leaner red meats, like, a lot of people don't like to eat it, but like kangaroo, like, I actually enjoy it. That's a bit of a lower saturated fat option, really high protein.
And what about iron?
And iron, yeah, lots of iron, heaps of iron in kangaroo. So I have it sometimes, and I actually don't mind the taste. It's just options. Okay, so discretionary choices. So have a look at this list and just give me a rough estimate as to how many serves per week you think you might eat.
Would probably be on the 0 to 3.
Oh, you're very disciplined. Okay.
My body is a temple.
Fair enough. It's good to take care of yourself. So that's, I mean, the less you eat of them, the better. So, I mean, you're on the right path with that. I'll just throw in there as well. It doesn't say anything about water, but you're supposed to be having about 8 cups of water a day. And it's really important to stay hydrated, especially if you're working out a lot and stuff. You know, gotta keep hydrated. Sweating a lot.
Keep an eye on the skin elasticity and the mucous
too.
membranes and not getting in too quick. Yeah.
It's always important.
Yeah, but in terms of like building muscle, putting on weight, about would it be realistic to say 5 kilos in around about 4 months?
I think so. I'm pretty sure that should be okay. I think with the kilos per week, aren't you like, if I remember correctly, 0.5 is, and that's like weight loss. I don't know. I'll have to look into that for you. All right. So with the client referral, I'll put yes, like to refer you on to a dietitian
I'm asking
because
hard
of your goal.
questions.
That was a bit of a hard question for me. Yeah, for sure at the moment.
Yeah.
But that's
I'll
alright.
start doing Dwayne Johnson cheat days once a week. Incorporate dirty bulk.
Mm-hmm. It's
No, clean bulk only. Temple, remember?
mm-hmm. No Macca's. Okay. Nutritional strategies to assist goal. Okay, so basically, yeah, I'll go to here, and I shall look at the Eat for Health, and I'll have a look at the exact serves you're meant to have. So, you are a woman, and you are between 19 and 50. This is so small. Oh my god. Alright, 5. Okay, vegetables, 5. You're on the ball. Fruit, 2. You said 5. So, if you're wanting to cut back on, sugars and stuff like that, that's one thing you keep in mind. Maybe just lower the... Yeah. And then with the grain for women, that looks like an 8, but I'm pretty sure it'd be like a 6. So 6 per day, which you're getting, like you said, not very much. So it's actually you're meant to be eating a fair bit of carbs, like in that form, just to give you the energy you need and for exercising.
So maybe replace fruit snacks with sushi.
I guess there's rice in it. Yes, I can. Sushi is pretty. I consider that pretty healthy. I love sushi. Lean meat, poultry, fish, eggs. Make sure you're getting like a good variety of the different meat and meat alternatives, especially like the fish and seafood. It's really good for you. Good for your brain and lots of other things. Eggs are very good for you, high in protein. And last one, dairy. Okay.
Should I be removing the yolk with those eggs and just taking in the whites?
No. The yolk has certain nutrients in it as well that are important, I'm sure. Okay. So 2.5 serves for women of a day of meat. Doesn't necessarily have to be red meat. It can be anything. Fish is a good option. It's low fat.
Keep saying get some pork on your fork in the supermarkets. It's kind of like a heart, something for the heart foundation pork, I think. I'll have to look more.
Is that a low fat option? Is it low saturated fat?
I believe it is, but this is kind of like untested theories. I have to look more into it. I've been enlightened.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And serves of dairy should be about 2.5. Like I said before, just choosing the reduced fat options. If you're worried about the saturated fat content, 8 glasses of water a day, and limiting the discretionary choices, which you already seem to do. So that's my advice. Thank you for coming in.
Refer on to the nutritionalist for further guidance.
Yeah, I'd say so. If you're looking for like a more protein rich sort of diet to help build muscle and stuff, I would definitely get more advice from a dietitian or something, because I'm not qualified to really
detailed guidelines yet.
Yeah.
No worries.
Alright, thank you.